Good morning. It is 9:26 a.m. here, just before the index open on the 10th of November 2022. It's Thursday. We've just had CPI release. For everyone listening, this is not financial advice. These are my opinions on the market. So we had at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday the consumer price index release. This is this morning, inflation. And we can see here on the New York Times, the live news report on the inflation report is that the price pressure shows signs of cooling. So just for a very, very simplistic view at what we're looking at, basically inflation has cooled down, which is good news for the US stock market. Very good news for the US stock market, especially since what has been happening lately has mostly been bearish, and we have seen the repercussions of that good news in the market this morning. So looking at the daily, we have this area here that we've been talking about for the past 2 weeks, or week especially, as the major point 4 here on the daily downtrend bear channel. We were looking for a rejection in this area, and we see quite a lot of power here. You can see the difference in this area of candle congregation compared to number 3 here, number 2 as well, and number 1. We've got this pressure to the upside. Now, if this does not sell off hard soon, I dare say that we could be pushing back to the upside here and possibly resuming some bullish momentum. But it definitely is showing signs of strength in this area at the moment, and possibly breaking out of this, daily downtrend, bearish recessionary trend that we've been having the past year. Okay, so keeping a close eye on this at the moment after today's inflation report, which was bullish. We've had bullish action in the markets, and just an important area to look at right now. At the moment, we see this upside action happening out of this zone here, and what could happen after that is it pushes through for the next few days, weeks, and then comes back down to this area, and puts in a higher high here. So this could be a new area or a new floor of demand, possibly. If we go back into a bullish climate for the rest of the year, price could push up to this area here. Okay, this area of supply right here, and then bounce off that ceiling there and come back to something like 3,100 or 30,000 in this area before kicking back out that way, possibly going, becoming bullish again next year, or we'll see selling off again, hard selling off from that area. But either way, bullish in the short term on the daily, still very strong and bullish, even though we're at a pinch point. Okay, and as we just go down to the 4-hour time frame for a closer view here, we have this bullish uptrend occurring at the moment. We've got this area of supply here that has just been smashed straight through this morning. This is the 4-hour candles, just to be clear, and we have this 33,500 supply area that we've been looking at, the major area of supply, 33,500. We've been looking at that for the past 2 weeks with all of our analysis, and it's being smashed through at the moment. It's a very key moment in our intraday 4-hour trend. I, to be honest, was expecting downside action this morning to resume our bear trend, but that's where we can't ever predict the market or try and make guesses on what's happening. We have to act upon what the market shows us. That's why I like to let the index open before making any rash decisions, and also wait for news to take place before making any decisions on how to trade the market, instead of predicting where the news is going to take us. Very key element in my trainings, in my teachings, is to wait for the news to absorb into the market first. So here, bullish, very bullish, very bullish. A massive kick out of 32,500 this morning into that 33,500 zone, and if we break above that, we're kind of looking at that next supply target to the left on the daily, on the 4-hour, which is up here. Okay, so that is the 33,400 area, 34,400. So that's kind of the next zone we're looking at right here, right now, and it definitely looks like it's heading towards that region quite easily at the moment. This is penetrating through the supply zone. These are just assumptions, okay, of possible gameplay. My trades are not going to be taken on this information. That just this is the flow of the market, and right now the market is flowing to the upside on the higher time frames. So as we come down to the 1 hour time frame, we can see how the channel is a little bit different here. This is our 4 hour channel that we're looking at, and how it's sort of sticking in that. And our 1 hour channel, this is the channel that was intact up until the FOMC report on the 2nd of November. We had this break of structure, and then this ranging action here through the middle, okay, this area here of ranging, and then we've had this uptrend, what I thought was going to be a double top here, but of course the market always surprises you, and we've got a very bullishly supported piece of price action at the moment. So this 32,500 1 hour supply was held and then smashed out of this morning at 8:30 a.m. New York time on that inflation report release, okay, which was a bullish release. Again, it said that the inflation had eased, okay. It was a big issue. The big issue was inflation this year in the stock market, and just in the US economy in general. Huge inflation numbers, and it was like 10% at one point, but that has eased, so that means obviously that's good for the US economy, and therefore resultantly the stock market should see an increase in value, and we've seen a very, very bullish push to the upside this morning here on the 1 hour. Okay, that's 8:30 a.m. This is bullish price action. So really, if we're just looking at basic price structure, we go up, we pull back, we go up again, we pull back, we go up, we pull back, and we go up. So we can put in a new kind of channel, I guess, here. If I just, I'm going to put this one here. It's kind of the action we've got at the moment. Again, like the way that these channels work, it's subjective, okay? We're just trying to put in, we're not trying to like pick exact areas. We're just trying to put in a general guide of where price is going. So all I care about right now is the fact that price is going to the upside, okay? So we're simplifying trading to that point. Price is going to the upside, and that's that, okay? So we have price still in an upward trajectory, and that means for us on our short-term view of things that selling is dangerous, okay, essentially. So we don't want to be stuck in any sells, and then obviously with our strategy buying, we're not going to get as many hits on the bottom bands, which is where we buy off the bottom bands, and we're not going to get as many pullbacks to the bottom bands when we have such a strong uptrend. But yeah, selling is the most dangerous thing for us to do when we're in an uptrend. So that's all we're trying to ascertain from looking at this higher time frame analysis. But we can see here that this is still bullish behavior, and it's clear as day that it's the opposite of this, okay, which is to the downside, okay. Bottoming, double bottom, moving to the upside, still holding that, okay. If this was to crash down like this today, we would be looking at a downtrend, but we haven't had a lower low. So I wanted to see that this morning to confirm that we were in a downtrend at the news release, okay. If it had done that, then we would be looking that buyers would be a little bit more dangerous. But yeah, it's still bullish, and it's holding this trajectory at the moment, and it may very well shoot back up here. Our next supply target, it's hitting our 33,500 major supply target, and our overhead sliding resistance. Our next target is up here is 34,500. So I'm just going to put that in now. I'm charting live, so you see how I do this. 34,500 supply target. Okay, so that's the new supply target, and that's where this is kind of headed to now, that area there, okay. Take these arrows out. This is the trajectory at the moment, okay, for me. That's what I'm seeing. What's going to happen today? very bullish candle. We know that's a bullish imbalance candle. There's no orders in this area. It's just shot straight to the upside. So we could have a crash back down. Either way, a lot of imbalance there. A news vacuum. There's a vacuum here. Okay. We've learned that in the course. So just go over your course notes to understand all of that correctly. On the 1 minute, looking at the river, our scalping system here. Quickly, just to go over yesterday, because I had a power outage, I did have trades on. I took this trade here that was already set in the morning from this area of demand. So that area of demand was already in place. There was no major news coming out. So I had a buy order on there. It was 1400. So I made 1400 at the open. It was like 1394. Okay. That was yesterday morning. So I haven't put this in yet. So you get to watch me do this live. I want you guys doing this every day. This is, especially if you're working with me one-on-one, I reiterate this all the time. If you want to do this correctly and you want to make money doing this as a business, you need to do this every single day, because you can go back and look at how you've traded in the past, where your trades have worked, where they haven't, where you've been impulsive, where everything needs to be planned out. A secondary trade I put in here was, I believe it was in line with this other, it was here, that's right, that demand zone there, and the trade was there. So just to show that on okay, cool. So that was there, and it was just looking now at my results from yesterday. Let me just do this all live. So last this is how we learn. I'm choosing my days. Okay, that's that custom period. So yesterday's results are there. You might see this trade on at the moment. I'm going to go over that. I forgot that trade was on. It was at the highest level of supply, and this is why we don't have trades on before news. I've actually made a little video on this that I'm going to be releasing on my Instagram soon. So this morning, I should have had it at break even then, but I'm going to get out of this. But it just, I didn't even know it was on. So I had a power outage. I came on and checked, and this is where the trade was up here. Obviously I was chilled, but I didn't feel like it was a bad loss because I didn't trade impulsively. It was an error of, yesterday I didn't go on the screens, and I'd forgotten that I'd left this trade on, and this morning had the power outage and wasn't able to go on to my MT4. But that's the reason why we always have these trades off. Like they just have to be off, because we would never expect that to reach this area. But we'll talk about this in a minute. Just looking at yesterday's trades, 1392 and 562, okay? And they were at this region here. If we just drag them onto the screen, onto the chart there, you can see that, the first one was a buy there, and the second one was just that buy there at the demand zone that we're looking at now on TradingView. So two very simple trades, netting 2K, beautiful. Going across here, so I'm just logging them in from yesterday, and that's 562. Okay, so that's my journaling done for yesterday and showing where I put my trades. Now, we went into a strong downtrend, and that's why I consciously, if you were in my group, you could see that I posted the fact that I was taking a small scalp. So what I did basically here was have a dip into this demand liquidity, and then my take profit was just at the immediate supply zone above that. So I was just trying to capture that little bit of movement, but this trend didn't seem too strong to the downside, so I was happy to take some little bites there. I don't trade it if price is really hanging out of the riverbank down here in this area. I won't be taking any buys or shorts, but buys or sells. But for this example, yesterday I felt comfortable having a little buy scalp here, and that just comes with being able to read the waves and comes in time. But just so you understand, I just basically scalped that demand zone there for a little bit, and that was a set and forget. Both these trades occurred while I was at the beach, and I was very comfortable having them on. So today, yes, we can see what has happened this morning. I had a trade on, and from 2 days ago, and I actually, yes, I had a break yesterday because the power was off. I had a break, and I didn't check. I had an Asian session trade on, and I had it here like this. Okay, and that's why we had these big take stop losses, so that when these situations occur, we can get out. I'm just going to actually get on my live trade right now and just, sorry, give me a second. I need to be getting out of this when it hits the break even again. Here we go. So that was the trade that was left on, and it's actually there because right now, it's about to close at break even. But it's a perfect example to show you guys why. If we just look right now at the real chart, we can see this is my loss at the moment, and I've brought this take profit. I was keeping it there before because I was just trying to, it's just greed. It's a bad trade. I would never sell now. So I'm not looking for that profit. I'm looking to get out of break even and be grateful for that. Okay, that's how we competently get out of a bad trade. I was waiting for that just to come back. I could have got out of break even twice now. Why I haven't is, again, being completely vulnerable. I was waiting for it to go here because I was like, I can still make profit on this. Don't listen to that part of your brain, okay? Don't listen to that part of your brain. Take the stop lot, take profit up to break even. If the trade hasn't worked, especially like this, take it up to break even. I mean, lucky if I get another shot out, okay? I'm just going to leave it on there because I'm confident that it will come back to the top of this area at some point very soon. But just get out at break even when you've got the opportunity, because I've had 2 chances now, and now it's shooting back to the upside. I've got to wait and go through another whole wave of I used to go through a wave of emotion. I know the statistics now and how this works, but it just is unnecessary time. I could be out of the market and just not worrying about it and having to pay any attention or energy to it. So that was a trade that was on from yesterday, and just to show how important it is for our strategy that we stay out of news, we can see what happened. So that sell was there. It just missed the it would have closed if it was smaller, but it just missed the take profit, shot back to the upside, shot through that. I just came on after a power outage here in Mexico, which we've been having quite recently a couple of times, and found myself in a trade that I didn't know I was in negative, and so that's why we don't have trades on before news, and that's why we don't try to predict news. We had this very bullish release here, the CPI inflation release at 8:30 a.m. Okay, and now it's just a bullish market again. So this here for me is now going back to the upside. I'm relying on the fact that it's going to come back down one more time, and I'm going to be able to get out. Okay, because I'm not panicking, and I know that this is so oversold at the moment. Overbought at the moment, that it needs to come back down here a little bit towards the river, but I ain't trying to make any profit off this. So my take profit now is there, and that's how I'm going to get out of this bad trade. I am not trading today. Okay, after this, it's just too wavy out there. Statistically, for my past 3 months of being selective with my days, I'm on an average of 1K a day in my results, and that is, it's been very, very volatile recently, and I've only been really trading 2, maybe 3 days a week, staying out of the others, and making some 3 or 4K, 2, 3, 4K on the days that I trade, and then staying out in those super trendy days. This is major news. I do not trade it. Okay, if you are working with me in the mentorship and you trade days like this, you are just putting yourself backwards in terms of learning good habits and good skill. That is just your need to make money, and what that is the reason why retail traders lose, is because they just can't control that impulse and that need to be in the market. And just, I saw something, I didn't see something, the actual strength of being able to make money in the market is to be able to look at this and be like, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, how do I know that? I did the wrong thing for 7 years. So if you can just listen to what I'm saying and control that urge or need to just, find a pattern here to trade, and pat yourself on the back and be happy with the fact that you just stayed out, and proud of that, and get your dopamine hit from that, then you will succeed at this game quicker than others. So that's today. Our river has been shot so far out to the upside. That the beautiful thing about this river is it's our volatility measure, and we can see that this is such an outlier move that it's just telling us that there's some crazy stuff's going on in the market at the moment. There's a lot of volatility, wave action. I'm so grateful that I can get out of this trade to break even soon. I'm calm, waiting for that to occur because we are so overbought. But it may very well dip into the top of the river here and then continue to the upside for the rest of the day. I don't know. But yeah, I need to see this trade. I'm looking forward to seeing this trade close soon, and I'm not taking any chances. It should already be closed from earlier. That's today's analysis. Watch the market, watch the surf, learn when to get in, and learn when to get out. This is a day that we do not trade for the mindful scalping strategy. Have a great day on the markets watching. Cheers.